Alright, so we want to do a quick repair. We want to replace the screen on this 17-inch Lenovo. It's going to be a Lenovo laptop. And in order for us to do that, so we have the part right here. That's going to be the screen. That's the laptop right here. What we have to do is just, we need a Phillips screwdriver, one of your favorites. And I normally make these screws loose before I go ahead and remove them all, so I can put them in the same pattern, and when I put them back I know where they go. So alright, so and then after they're all loose, I'm just going to remove them, and I keep them in the same pattern, same way I take them off. So when I put them back I know where they go. As you can see, this one is going to be smaller or shorter than the one from here. These are different sizes, that's why I normally like to keep track, because if I put this one where this one goes, I will make a hole through the case or through the keyboard. So that's why I normally keep track of the screws to avoid any damages to the devices for my customers. So now we're going to remove the top cover. I normally try to find a little gap. In this case, I'm going to need a little blade to go in. Find a little gap, and then I normally start lifting just like so. Alright, we have the this one out. Before we start working on inside of the screen or removing the connectors, we're going to disconnect the battery, and we can go ahead and drain the power. So we open the case over here. Okay. And now we need to disconnect this cable right here. This one runs from here, and this one as well. So this one is going to be the wireless connectors, the wireless antenna, which goes over there. I think we're going to have to remove. We're going to remove the fan, so we are able to get these cables out. There we go. So we go there, and then this part right here, we want to lift it slowly so we don't break it. It's just a plastic double-sided tape. Right now it's breaking. Sometimes it's kind of hard to keep it, but as always we do our best. So that's going to be this one right here. We're going to go through here. remove it. Now we're gonna have to do this too, but before we continue, we remove this connector, and we are going to remove the screen. It's gonna have to be, it has to be the whole screen cover. Keep track of your screws. And we have one over here. One more over there. Alright, we know that this screw belongs to that. And we need to bring these cables through here. So it's this one right here, this connector. The one right there. And we are going to, so this is the screen. We have the LCD that's going to be over here. So we're just going to remove this part right here. This is the front bezel. As well, we normally find a little gap starting from either the bottom, like this area right here. There we go. Just as soon as you have that one, just a little gap, you can go around, just lifting with your nail or with a little tool. Alright, then just go around. This screen is attached to the bezel is attached to the screen, so you gotta be careful with that. Because if you lift this plastic super fast and hard, you might end up breaking it. Alright. And I believe we have to remove this little bezel right here as well. In order for us to do that, we just go and start from here to here. So we can start from this upper side. You know, these things are sometimes a little hard to remove, but with a little bit of patience, we remove it. So this is going to be the repair for today. Well, we have more stuff to work on, but this is the ones we need for right now. This one is going to be a little hard to do. It's not coming out. It has to come out. So this is going to try to go from here all the way up here. Alright, so the trick is to slide it down to that side. There we go, because it has some clips, and these clips go in just like that. Okay, so we have this one out, and then we keep lifting the bezel. So this one right here, we just go around, being very careful about it. So you can see the screen has some clips over here. That need to come off. Okay, and then we start lifting. This one has double-sided tape. You can see right here, that's the little sticky stuff. We're not gonna use that anymore. But because of that, you gotta be careful, otherwise you might end up damaging the screen when you lift it. Or damaging the bezel, and you wanna have to order it. And you don't wanna do that, you don't wanna break it, so be careful about it. Keep lifting it slowly. lifting slowly. This one is stuck to the screen, so be careful with that. Remember, the screen is already damaged, so our goal right now is trying to remove the bezel without breaking it, because if it breaks, you won't have to order it. So just find different angles to do it. This one right here should be almost good to go. All right. There we go. Okay, and now we remove this one right here. As you can see, there's going to be little tiny double-sided tape around the case, around the bezel. You can just remove it. The clips are going to be enough because the screen is attached to the back. It's attached to this one. Here's some screws in it. All right, and now we are going to remove. We're going to remove the screen. Sometimes the screen is glued to the back, and I'm not sure if this one comes with the bezel or not. So let's take a look. All right, so this is the screen we have. It looks very, very similar. So this one is going to be the one. The problem is to remove it. It's going to be removing it from the case. So let's get rid of the screen. We want to remove the screws from the frame. Then we want to remove this one right here. Always keep track of your screws, okay? Always, always, always. And if you have you don't have the idea or you remove your screen before you order it to match it, make sure to take some pictures as you go. That will help a lot. So when you put it back together, you know how it looks. Okay. All right, we keep track of our the screws. And then we have this tool over here. And then we have the upper ones. So we put them which on the same side as the other ones. We are going to lift the screen. The screen should come off. With the frame, with the hinges. So just like this. We're going to check the bottom here. So you can see on this model comes with double-sided tape right here. So in order for us to remove the hinges to put back the new screen, we have to remove this. Alright, I'm gonna disconnect the LCD. Always being careful. Just a little tap, then just so I can lay it down. Alright, I hope I remember how to put this one back. And then now I'm going to remove the double-sided tape. So these little tabs is like a little plastic with little tweezers. Grab it and then start pulling slowly. Gotta be careful because if it breaks, we're gonna need heat. And if we are lucky enough or careful enough, we can still use the double-sided tape. If not, we can use some new one. But in this case, yes, we're gonna need some. We're gonna need some double-sided tape. So what I'm gonna do is just probably bring it over here or keep pulling up. It's gonna be easier. There we go. We have this piece. This is very strong adhesive. I can probably just use this little one right here. So I'm just gonna keep it right now. Okay, same thing with this side. We just grab it. Careful lifting it. See, this one come off. So I'm gonna be extra careful. This one right here. You guys can see it there. So this one right here, I got this one and the little plastic that was holding this one out broke. This one seems to be a little more difficult, but we're gonna have to use our tweezers now. And we can just start like rolling plastic out. Like so. Alright, and I'm gonna pull straight up that way to make it a little bit easier. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab this one. I have a weird angle right here. Alright, so we have this one still. Probably we can just use a little bit of it. It's very strong adhesive. So we're just gonna keep it there. Alright, so this is the old LCD. I'm gonna go ahead and place the new one. Okay, so this one is going over here. Before I put all the sticky stuff and things like that, I have to make sure the screen is gonna work. So in order for me to do that, I'm going to put this one back. put the hinges back in place, and the sticky stuff I can put it at the end. Always keep track of your screws so you know where they go. Alright, and now we have another one over here. This one goes over here. Be careful not to pinch. Make sure there are this, the cables are not trapped, so you don't pinch them. Make sure they go where they belong. This one should go just like this. Make sure to make good cable management, otherwise you might end up pinching them. And since these one are for like wireless, your computer won't connect. So put one screw back in place. The rest of the screws go back in place. Remember, I'm gonna use some of the new, some of the old. I mean, I can probably use the new ones. Yeah, I'm gonna put. I use some of the new double-sided tape. So stay put. We just going to test. We're just going to test the screen right now to make sure it's going to work. So we just wanna grab our connector right here. This little tab goes on the other side. Just make sure it goes in all the way, and then this little clip will keep the connector in place. Alright, so just lay it down like so. Alright, and now we are going to grab our computer. So we have the computer. This is going to be over here. Okay, what I'm going to do is just connect the install the connector. I believe it's going on there. And we are going to test the screen. There we go. We have that. I'm just going to use the charging cable so I don't have to connect the battery. Here's the power connector. And we are going to start. Alright, we have the fan spinning. We have an image. And we got an image. So it's working. Since that is working, we are going to continue with the installation. I'm going to disconnect this. Alright, and now we have the sticky double-sided tape. Like I said, I could have used this one right here, just place it right in the middle, but we are just going to use some of the new ones right here. That's going to be easier for us. So get rid of this one, the old one. Alright, and now we are going to lift our screen so we can place the double-sided tape. Alright, so this one right here, we just grab one. I'm just trying to find a way to do it so it's easier for the next person to work on to remove it. So it'll be right there. I think I'm just going to bring it all the way over here so it's showing in there. Alright, so, or unless I can do it, yeah, I think I can do it all the way over here. This is a really weird setup, but it needs to be done, otherwise people won't be able to get it done next time. So this is the double-sided tape. And what I'm going to do is just try to keep this one a little bit showing right here. So when people or the next person is trying to fix it, or if anything, I have to fix it again, I know that I can pull that one in. Just like so. Right there. Normally some computers, they have this little plastic tab out, and it's easier for us to pull it out, but this time didn't come that way. Then we're going to do the same with this one right here. Just to make our lives a little bit easier or help other people. If the customer decide to bring it somewhere else, I doubt it, but alright, so now we have that. Everything is going to be ready to go. So I'm just going to peel, make sure it's going to be nice and stick in there. We remove it. Same side. And now I'm just going to be peeling this off, just like so. Just like that. Alright, and then making sure everything is going to be lined up. And we just let it sit. There we go, everything's in. The plastic tabs are right here. If I decide to, if something didn't go through or the screen cracks again or whatever, I can just open it and then pull this one out, leave the screen this way instead of removing the hinges to get to it in the back. Alright, anyway, so we're good. Remove that. Now with this one, I would recommend you peeling off the old double-sided tape so it's not all ugly looking and bulged. Otherwise you might end up breaking the screen if you push and if this is like a little ball or something, so just be careful with that. We don't need to put new tape in here. We could, but the clips are very strong, so those will keep the screen in place. Just peeling off this one right here. That's good. Good. All right. We want to make sure everything is good. Is uh, in the right place. I don't remember if this one was over here or was over here. I think it was over here. Let's check it out. Okay, yeah. And so is this one right here. This one goes in there, hopefully. All right, so we make sure everything is nice and lined up. Look at this cable. This one goes over here, and it goes inside of it. So that. Okay, I think this one goes just like that. All right, so there is a plastic right here. The plastic film, I normally like to pull it just like that. Okay, when everything is done, I just peel it off. So all these fingerprints can be removed, or you don't have to clean your screen again. So that's a little tip, something I do normally. So, all right, before I put all the clips, all right, I'm going to make sure that the motherboard or the screen goes in the right place. I don't want to be done and then the cables are not going to fit or something like that. So, all right, it looks like it's how it's supposed to go. You can see the cables are going through here. So before we finish, it's going to be something simple to do, but so that's there. I believe this one goes right here, and this is going down. I believe this one goes over here. Goes under, then goes over. I'm gonna have to check my video, but I think that's gonna be the right way. It looks very. Looks like it's the good way. Right there. How about this one? Okay. I'm gonna have to double check the video, but anyway, right there. So as we can see, this one right here. Yep, that's how it goes. I'm gonna put a couple the hinges back in place. Always check your work before you put everything back together so you know that everything is right. Otherwise, you might end up undoing your work again. Like I think I'm gonna do right now because I have to put this plastic back in place. Hopefully I can do it without this plastic. Yeah, I'm gonna have to remove it. But anyway, once this plastic goes right here, yep, I'm gonna have to remove the screen again. But anyways, yep, everything seems to be good. I'm just gonna put the clips, close it, make sure everything is nice. Don't try to push too hard, otherwise you might break the clips. A little pouch right there, and don't worry about the plastic film, it'll come off even when the screen is all sealed. There we go. I'm gonna remove the screen, and I think these cables need to go under. They need to go under. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring them under. Alright, we disconnect this one right here. We remove these cables from here one at a time. We remove the screen, and this bezel is the one that goes either. I think it's going to be here. Alright, so we put the bezel. We remember we push that way. Now we're gonna have to push over this way. It was right there, just like pushing, clicks. Everything is in place. Good. Okay, so it was like this and it was like this. Good. Now we're gonna put the screen back in place. You can see a little bit there. We align everything. Making sure it's gonna sit properly. We put a couple of hinges. A couple of screws in the hinge. Okay, one more on this side. Alright, I'm gonna close the lid. And then I'm gonna connect this one right here. So as you can see, this one is a little short. So I'm assuming it's going under the hinge. And we don't want to stretch it. Yeah. So always check your work. Double check as you go. We're gonna lift the hinge open. Screw. Open the hinge. Then I'm gonna bring the cables under. Another one right here. Alright, this cable needs to go over here. It's better slack, and this one over here. Alright, so we are about to be done. This is how it's supposed to go. For some reason though, this connector seems to be a little short. So maybe it's not in the right place. Let's remove the hinge. So it was, looks like it was pinching. Alright, so hopefully we have enough slack right there. Good. Always something, just a little details. It looks like the cable's a little longer now. Alright, let's try one more time. And now we can see that the screen connector fits better. So, alright, we are going to put a couple of screws for the hinges. One more on this side. This cable is a little stubborn. We don't want to pinch it because it's the wireless cable adapter. If we pinch it, it's not going to be good. So right here, one. We have to know where they go. Otherwise, if you put it, let's say if I put this one over here, this one is to hold the bottom cover. So there, one more screw. Alright, what I'm going to do is just close the lid. Cable was in. Okay, still the cable is not going in place. So that means that this cable needs to go under the hinge. Just press it over. Alright, so this one is going like this. Now we have enough slack for that connector. Always check if I pull it or I was going to force it, probably the LCD cable was going to snap. Alright, so we have that one in. And it should be good to go. Alright, we have these cables. This one is going in place. Then we just follow the pattern. Making sure that everything is nice and tight. this cable was under and over. Okay, now we put this screws over here. There we go. And one more over here. And now we connect the wireless adapters. Alright, gotta make sure I'm not gonna pinch. There we go. Always be patient with that, otherwise it won't. Alright, so we have this one already. Now we wanna connect the battery. We test the screen one more time. Alright. If everything went well, should power on. We have power, we have the screen, good working screen. Leave it. And then before I call the customer and let him know that it's ready, I'm gonna peel this plastic, the film, and then he can come and get it. Alright. Have this one right here. I think I was missing one screw. I know I felt something. There's this one right here. There we go. Now we have everything back in place. I'm gonna put the bottom cover. And again, remember you should probably keep track of your screws. The bottom one goes in here. These are the little ones. And this one goes in here. As you can see, you have to keep track because these ones are a little different sizes. Right here, you can see the size difference. If I put this one where this one belongs, it's not gonna go good. Because you can see this one right here is a little shorter. Alright, this one will be right here and this one over here. Those are the short and the rest are almost the same, but despite the size, make sure you put them. put them in the right place where they belong. Give this one right here. One more right here. Alright, and always make sure all the clips, you can see a little gap right here that needed to be clipped. Alright, there we go, and there we go. We have a screen. All working laptop again. So that's gonna be it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to tap, and if you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to reach out. This is Jorge from IT Evolution. We are located in downtown Appleton, Wisconsin. Thanks for watching. See you next time.